This is Sam, this is Mark, please, and this is Naja over here. And today we'll be talking about our three influencers that we picked that we think will perfectly represent our brand and what we offer. We decided to go with influencers that would really not stay like within the American audience, and we wanted to branch out more and more. So we went Russian, and we went Mexican American. Because we thought that these audiences, and not just having one focal point as an audience, would be very good and very helpful towards us.
Okay, so limited by the numbers, the first thing we did was we started those under 1 million followers, and that dropped our list down from 1,000 to 873 people. And then the next thing we did was we condensed it by those who were under 5 million views. And what that did was drop it down from 873 people to 103 people.
So when we were narrowing down who we wanted for our creators to be to promote our product, one of our biggest thing that we were thinking about is we wanted shares. So we want our product to reach as many people as possible, so we were using a share to view ratio. So we want a share to view ratio to not have the product be like, because if we just looked at like views or shares strictly, obviously the biggest creators would be on top. But if we make a ratio, we can determine that, so if whoever sees the product, this amount of people want to, they want to see it. This amount of people, this percentage of people that view this product, share it, they like it, they enjoy it. So we wanted to use that high engagement with our creators for our product.
So for the top 5 followers, the first thing we have is KB Lane. And the next one we have is Mr. Beast, Kimberly Lozea, Charlie D'Amelio, and Zach King.
So this data represents the average amount of TikTok followers of each influencer. So as you can see, we have a wide variety of influencers.
And now we have the views. This is one part of our ratio, and we felt that our share to view ratio was very important in picking each of our influencers, because it really thought it exemplified what we want. Because it's one thing to have, views, but how many people are getting your videos out there? We thought that was very important.
And then this graph also represents the average amount of views amongst the TikTokers.
Now you might notice that our data only displays TikTok data. We chose TikTok data mainly because it's short form media and it quickly gets the message and information out in a clear and concise way. And so, yeah, clear, concise way.
The first person that we picked was Victor Prokazi, and Victor has the second highest share to view ratio at a ratio standing at 0.0012, and that's one of the main reasons why we picked him. He also has about 1.4 million followers on TikTok, and yeah, he has an extremely high share to view ratio, and we wanted him to promote our product and what we stand for at this company.
Now, Mr. Beast, everybody knows him. He's a big American social media influencer. He has a big following in TikTok, YouTube, and also Instagram. But like I said, we are mainly focusing on TikTok. He has 60.3 million followers on TikTok and averages about 82 million views per video. His share to view ratio is 0.00009. That's a lot of zeros. That's his share to view ratio, but that's a smaller share to view ratio. Even with that, his high follower count and viewer count allows him as an exception to become one of our top candidates.
All right, so our third and final influencer that we picked to promote our product, his name is El Sauce Poppy. He is a Mexican American influencer that's on TikTok, and he has the highest share to view ratio on all of TikTok. So people see his videos, and their thought is, let's get it to the next person. So we want that to promote our product. He has the highest share to view ratio, so that's what we want. We want people to see our product and share our product. So we use that data to determine that we wanted El Sauce Poppy to be our final influencer. All right, so any questions? Sure.
So did you think that the Instagram and YouTube data was unnecessary to use?
So we didn't necessarily think that's unnecessary, but right now, even still with TikTok almost possibly being banned, we thought it's the most crucial. It gets the young generation involved, and it's like a vastly growing. We just want people on TikTok to see. So we didn't necessarily just exclude Instagram and YouTube, but we looked at their followings for all platforms, but mainly strictly TikTok. Any other questions?
Did y'all consider a budget?
We did consider a budget. That's why we chose Mr. Beast, because we know that he would be more expensive. And then we picked 2 smaller creators because we wanted our creators to not necessarily be. We could pick the 3 biggest creators, but that wouldn't necessarily be very cost effective. So we picked the creators that we thought would be the most cost effective.
Are the values or the morals of the individuals you choose ever considered?
When it comes to our product, the values and morals that we consider, we try to look at fun and positive creators that push forward, a good atmosphere within their communities. And that's what we really looked at with each of these creators to see if they do well and they push forth, a good message to their audience. Any more questions?
Yeah, so you mentioned that you picked an American, a Russian, and a Mexican influencer. Did you just pick those 3 because they had the highest share to view ratio, or were you specifically trying to pick, around the world?
So we were looking around the world because we didn't want our product to just be solely based in the U.S., but we wanted to get a wide variety. And then we looked at each variety, and then we looked at how their share to view ratio was intact there. And whoever had the highest in certain demographics, that's kind of what we based our pick on.
Thank you.
Any more questions?